Okay, today what we're going to be working on is our writing standard writing standard 6.2. Introduce a topic, organize the ideas, concept, information using strategies like those text features, text structures that we've already talked about, compare and contrast, classification, cause and effect, using graphics, headings, all of those things is what we're going to be working on today. So I want you to take a look. We're talking about, though, with informational text specifically, and we want to convey knowledge about a topic from someone credible, somebody that has credibility about information to someone who has less information about that topic. So those informational texts may be facts, statistics, true information. They may explain or give the audience information about a specific topic. Like here you have CeeLo, who's given delicious corn recipes. It also may be expository or informative writing, maybe giving you some information, such as the word says, informational text, like textbooks, cookbooks, informational brochures, and things like that. Now, informational text is going to have certain characteristics that let you know what it is. First of all, it has a clear purpose. What's the author trying to inform us? The author's purpose for writing is always as easy as pie. And pie, I mean persuade, inform, entertain. An author who is writing informational text is usually trying to persuade you to see his or her point of view, to inform you, to give you information, or to entertain you. Evidence has to be supporting it with facts, statistics, examples, and there are three different kinds of purposes, and that is to inform, to persuade or argue, and to entertain. So what type of evidence does the author give you? And furthermore, do you trust the author? You have to have a credible author. That's someone who is able, you can give credit. You're able to give credit to this person because they have had some life experience. They know what they are talking about. So here's an example here. This guy's actually been a Santa impersonator. And then you have here, he's been educated on that. And how to be Santa for your kids. Maybe that's something that you could read up on. So let's continue. Also, with informational text, you have an intended audience. Your audience may be your audience may be a group of students, or it may be a different audience, and anybody, whoever you're speaking to is your intended audience. Who's the author talking to? Who is he writing it for? What can you assume about the audience? Are they educated? How old are they? Continuing with characteristics of an informational text. We're talking about specific word choice or diction. There's a denotation, which is the dictionary definition, like animals are killed for food. Connotative is the associated or the figurative meaning. They slaughtered the WWS, the Falcons basketball team. They didn't really kill them like if you were killing an animal for food. They're simply, that is a figure of speech. The connotation there means that they beat them terribly. Also, you have under specific word choice. Words matter. Word choices do matter. There's a big difference in cat woman and a cat lady because they think differently. What words really jump out are important. Your word choice matters, and your word does, of course, give you power. Does the author need to define certain words for the audience? How does this diction contribute to the tone or the emotional feeling of the text? It'd be very different to be Catwoman or to be a cat lady. The tone is the tude, I like to say. The tone is the author's attitude toward the topic. The author may be in favor of something, he may be against it, but you can tell by the word choices that he used. It is expressed through diction, through those words that we choose. Two categories. It can be subjective or objective. Okay, so I think you misinterpreted the tone of my email, or you clearly misunderstood the tone of my text message. So there's some aggression there because they were not thought, they didn't really understand the tone there. So we need to use words to clearly define that tone or our attitude toward a subject. Objective is impartial. You're simply just giving information. Alton attorney accidentally sues himself. It doesn't show feelings. Like, notice it doesn't say this crazy attorney accidentally sued himself. How dumb is that? Okay, so it doesn't show feelings. It's not for or against a topic. It's unbiased, which means it's fair. It's neutral. It does not use I and you. Examples would be textbooks, newspaper articles. Now let's talk about subjective tone. It is personal. It is bias. It does have an emotion. The author is writing to evoke an emotion with the audience, and it's narrative in nature. Don't you text me in that tone of voice. You can tell when someone is using a tone of voice. You type it in all capitals, or we short text. So we've even been able to express our tone in our text messages. Examples would be stories or poems. Okay, I hope that you have enjoyed learning a little bit more about using this today and how those words do matter. In informational text, you can have a subjective or an objective. You have a tone. Just keep all those things in mind as you're writing.